Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV down here at Grand Design today, finally getting some updated footage for you on their old 17 MKE. And this thing has become one heck of a trend setter. There's no shortage of other manufacturers who now have their version of this floor plan, but this is the original. This is where it all began right here. And it may still be one of the smaller and lighter versions of this floor plan, which is nice. It's a very small, easy toting, travel friendly model where maybe you want some nice big living space when you get there, but you just don't want to haul a big monster machine getting around. That's where this one comes into play right here. Up front, that Murphy bed folds down when you're ready, for sleep time. The sofa is either cuddle compliant or gives you a little bit of that population controlling armrest action, whichever you prefer. The kitchen countertop storage and space in this is just absolutely fantastic. The RV also includes a pretty hefty, heavy-duty floating table, so that if you want to use it in front of one of the sofas for some dynofa action that kind of has a double dynofa, or you can even take it outside for a little bit of picnic time, assuming the ground's pretty level, because each foot isn't individually adjustable. We have an enclosed docking station. They've bumped up their solar package from what it previously was. It's not massive, but it used to be 165 watts, it's now 180, so just a little bit more juice coming into those batteries. This is 8 foot wide, despite the small size and lightweight and tandem axle. Sometimes you start running into narrow body stuff. It's still a full body camper, it's just a smaller camper. Great extended season weather package on these as well. It's got some hitches in its giddy up. I talked about a couple as we go here. I'm gonna shoot you good, with bad, with ugly, with everything in between as we go. Try to be fair. If you like that, hit that subscribe button. And leave me notes as we go through this. Let me know the stuff that you like, the stuff that you don't. And I don't care if you lump it into one giant comment or leave me 40, 50 individual comments. Actually, by the way, multiple comments, much easier for me to be able to manage and answer. So if you're feeling froggy, maybe hop on over and do that. Now, because it's one of the more major focal points of this RV, I figured I'd actually kind of start with the Murphy bed function on this one. This is intentionally built to be a little bit shorter, a little bit lighter, and at night, if you notice really close, the Murphy bed and the sofa kind of overlap a little bit. So if you're Johnny Longlegs like me, you can step over that, but I'm not going to say you're an insulting call to walk around bed. It's also not a 60 by 80 true queen. So I hope you appreciate the fact that I really kind of began this video by just knocking out potential deal breaker factors and just respecting your time. The way that I do things, I've been told, is actually the opposite of how you should do it for the YouTube algorithm, but I don't do what I do because I'm a YouTuber. I'm a guy who educates on RVs that just happens to broadcast on YouTube. So I'm doing this as a courtesy to potential owners, buyers, etc. This thing offers some pretty significant benefits. It also, of course, as I described, has some drawbacks. Now, to really kind of give you the full look at things, I do need to kick you over into the realm of wide angle mode. And giving your eyes just a second to adjust as we zoom back there, kind of showing you how this works. This is a manual bendy bed. It's not a gas strut assisted Murphy bed like you might find in a Rockwood or a Flagstaff or something like that. But as a result, pardon me, that means that this has full front pass-through storage, which a one-piece easy up-down Murphy bed doesn't. So everything is a push and a pull. And the way that this one works, you don't have to worry about accidentally losing your pillows in the headboard area if you forget it and flip the bed up. So there's ups and there's downs to everything. We carry all kinds of different Murphy beds. You choose the one that works best from you. One thing I will say is the storage around this Murphy bed is one of the very best I think that I have seen. There's a few others that rival it. Surveyor does a pretty good job, but this is pretty fantastic. The double dresser drawers on either side of the bed, plus the two big personal drawers under the sleeper sofa are all very, very nice. Now, everybody loves Raymond, and it seems like very few people actually like being able to see the mattress sticking out a little bit right there. A lot of people have asked for some kind of curtain or flap or something to dress that up. I've yet to see a manufacturer do it. A simple curtain actually makes a lot of sense. One of the things I did notice, though, is the light above the bed. You can see a little bit of indirect light bleeding through the accent panels there. That is now just a stark polar white instead of the blue accent that they used to have. Now, if I zoom back a little bit, you can see that you are seeing a little bit of blue light action down at the bottom, and it's not a Kmart blue light special. It's the fact that underneath the sofa, you have it's a multicolor LED accent light under that. Now you can just turn it off like I've done on the left side, but it's got like red, blue, yellow, orange, all kinds of things. It is heat massage, so if you're looking for a butt buzzing butt burner, it can absolutely accomplish that goal right there. One of the other things that's really kind of nice about this, let me back up a little bit so you can see all three windows. There we go. I don't use a fisheye wide angle lens, so I have to really get creative here. Taking a little bit closer look at this, you see you've got the triple breeze window with the blackout roller shades, but that again, it's either cuddle compliant or it's population controlling with a fold-up down armrest on that twin theater seat. That, to me, that's my favorite way that manufacturers do this, but it seems like a lot of brands have quit doing that, I'm going to guess. It probably costs $1 more. I don't know. I just know that I prefer it that way. Now, despite the fact that this thing is pretty small, it still has centralized air, so you should be very comfortable in this. They don't offer second air 50 amp. It's not big enough. You may notice, too, since the last time I recorded this, they changed the light fixtures, and they went with the Ahsoka Tano white beam lightsaber lighting up here. It is dimmable, but there are some people who have had a hard time understanding how to get the dimmer to work, because it's actually kind of hidden over here. If I open this up, is it gonna... Okay, yes. So right now the dimmer function is working, and this switch will turn the lights off and on. But if you use the control panel and turn the lights on, this doesn't do anything anymore. So you have to have that off, and you use this to use the dimmer right there. That's how that one's going to work for you. Back it up a little bit. I tell you what, I'm actually going to plop down at the theater seat and give you a look here at the smart TV. So when you're hanging out the sofa, this is going to be your view right here. The TV's up a little high, but the RV is a traditional 6.5 foot tall. So it's not extra tall or anything like that. So it's not, the biggest neck crank back you've ever seen, but a little bit. Now, they don't do a lot of electric space heat and fireplaces in many of your Imagine models. Instead, they tend to maximize storage. There's always going to be some people that like it one way or the other. They're going to get you. But the fact is, I think the way that they're looking at this, I understand the logic. Maybe you disagree, but I understand the logic. Everybody can use storage, but not everybody wants a fireplace. So that's kind of why they go that way. That is a 10 cubic foot, 12 volt compressor fridge, and there's some extreme countertop space in here. And if you look at the very top of the screen right now on the right-hand side, you can see a set of household outlets up there. One of those little pop-up power towers in the corner I think would be really handy, but that's a great, I always like to ask, what would you put back there? Air fryer, coffee maker, griddle, all that kind of stuff. All makes sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, I mentioned how the table, or the RV has a free-floating table. I think I even gave you a demo of that. It's actually multi-height adjustable. So, if you want to use it like a coffee table, you can do that. Or you can actually use it like a dining table. But if I get that sucker popped back in here, one of the other things you see is it has another setting that's desk height, and then another setting that is countertop height. It's actually slightly taller than countertop height. But as a result, if for some reason you don't feel you have enough counter space in here, you can finagle a way to give yourself even more counter space. Now, one little thing I wish they would have done is under the sink they have a shelf. I wish they didn't, so that I'd have a spot for a wastebasket. Because this doesn't have a solid overt location, I think, for a wastebasket. But again, they tend to really focus on maximizing shelf space storage in Imagine floor plans. And apologies for the feedback glare loop coming off the TV in my forehead. Hopefully that didn't blind anybody and you're not all revved up like a deuce another runner in the night, but you get the idea. By the way, all your windows that possibly can be are the blackout roller style. This over here, when it's popped up, you've got a pair of USB type A plugs. You pop that down and that's just it's a phone charger, just a little handy phone charger pad, and I love the location right by the door. So if you want to have your phone charging, but you're expecting a phone call, you can just reach in, grab it, and be done. It's not the most amazing campsite window coverage ever, certainly, but I think they kind of did what they could where they could. I don't know, maybe they could have come up with a little bit more. All the cabinetry, by the way, is all pocket screwed. Now, if we look up here, the stovetop does exhaust heat outside, but they give us an extra, just bonus vent fan right here, just to help really keep airflow moving if you want. And again, both in the that kitchen vent and up here in the bathroom, we're going to get the dollar store 4-inch fart fan variety. But again, it's not real hard to upgrade. Again, look at my balding head over there. Now, If you notice, we've got quite a bit of storage going on. Giving you a little more detailed look at that over on the left side of the screen. They did give us a wastebasket space below the sink. I would be kind of curious to know what you think about that. Could that viably function as the kitchen trash can? Because it is very, very close. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think. No wrong answers. Porcelain foot flush stool that it's not the best elbow room I've ever had, but I also really wasn't finding it a problem, so I'm not mad at it. I do like the heat vent under the shower there to keep the whole floor ventless, carpetless, pet-friendly, easy cleaning. Rectangular shower, and it's a little deeper than most, so it does provide a little bit better elbow room. The RV is 6.5 foot tall, though, so what that means is if you're a little over 6 foot like me, by the time you step up into the shower, because of plumbing code, your head's in the skylight. There's no other way of gussying that sucker up. So again, I've tried to be very fair. I've tried to share good, bad, ugly, and in between and everything else. If we take note here, though, as just like when the video began, something I mentioned, you will not be able to use the bed in transit. Because when that closes up, you can see the slide fascia, it just comes up and just gives a little butterfly kiss to the sofa over here. There was a whole song about that. I remember for Christmas one year, my daughter was just a baby. Somebody got her this little bear that played that butterfly kisses country song. And evidently, my daughter was not a fan of it. She absolutely smashed that thing. I don't know. Which is funny, because she likes just about any type of music right now. What's funny is her favorite type of music tends to be like NES sounding like retro 8-bit music, which is awesome, because I love it. So, like, we get in the car and I'll just, like, fire up Mega Man music. You know, it's terrific. Sorry, story time. I'm way off topic. Bathroom, kitchen access in transit, fantastic. Need to stop and take a nap? Wrong camper. And I think one of the qualities that really attracts a lot of people to this floor plan is its short length and lightweight nature. You know, empty, totally barren and dry. This thing weighs just under 5,000 pounds typically. And fully loaded comes in just under 6,400. So you do not need a giant monster truck to tow this sucker around. And with it being tandem axles, it tends to tow pretty nicely, especially in comparison to the short length of the RV. This thing will tote around pretty comfortably. Almost any half ton's going to find it just fine. But even some more capable lighter duty vehicles may find this one well within their capacity. Now, over on the left side, there's a little bit of a blocky thing in the way because of the Murphy bed sofa thing does occupy some of that. There's a sticker on the left that says inverter prep, you know, so if you want to add inverter to run some household outlets off grid, you can. And hallelujah, you've got motion sensors on both sides of the pass-through to activate that full, almost like awning strip light to see what you're doing through the entire thing. I can't talk. But you know, I can't talk. Mick Jagger can't get no satisfaction. And the only thing about Phil Collins is the way that he walks. So I guess we all have our thing. I am running into this little barricade over here. I'm going to guess this is so the fork trucks don't go through the electrical junction box, because, you know, I could see that being a shocking experience. Dad jokes, thank you. It's all I got. In case you're curious, that is a Schwintek slide out for that sofa. Now, the slide itself isn't very heavy, and it's not very deep. They made it just deep enough to give you some side breeze windows. So I don't think that's a terrible application for a Schwintek slide, but I know that some people just don't like them, and that's okay. There's different builders that make this layout, and they all do it a little bit differently. So if you like the general layout of this, but that's a hard deal breaker, take a look at the links in the video description. I've got a few other options in there that just might work for you. You know, everyone's got a little bit different preference on what they're looking for. Now, there's that big blue 3 sticker that says 3-year, and the word warranty is on there. These have a 1+3 warranty. And I hope you appreciate that. I'm not just gonna, I'm not gonna lie by omission, because a lot of people see that and go, oh, it's got a 3-year warranty. It doesn't. It has awesome, awesome qualities, though. I just want you to understand exactly what you are getting into. It's easy to miss here, but just in front of the steps, you actually do have the stinky slinky sewer tube, and your spare tire is mounted under the belly, basically behind where the steps are located. Seems like no matter who I talk to, everybody has a different idea where the spare tire should go. Now, two major updates they've applied to this since the last time I looked at one. What's going on here with the running gear? So, if I get down here, you can see the red wheel hubs. These are Goodyear Endurance radials, by the way, in case you're curious. But the red wheel hubs are indicating this has Lippert's anti-lock brake system, which is fantastic. It does an absolutely awesome job. This is also, since the last time I recorded, it's now prepped for tire pressure monitoring, although it's not actually included. That being said, it's basically a plug-and-play module. Even an idiot like me, who is completely stupid and clueless when it comes to stuff like tools, you can slap that on there in just a couple minutes, sync it up to the little Bluetooth app, and there you go. Now, it's not a giant awning, but dude, this ain't a big camper. And I say dude only because I don't know your names individually, so don't take any offense to that, all right, dude? Down below here, we do have ourselves a propane quick connect. It is coming off the backside, so it's not a propanus. In case you're curious and you've never seen one of my videos, a propanus is when the gas comes out the backside. Hey-oh. We do have a 300-pound rated rear roof ladder, which is actually rated for 50% more weight than they used to do the last time I recorded one of these. They used to be 200-pound rated, so they have bulked up on the wall structure to accommodate that. They do have a 300-pound accessory hitch on the back here. Now, it doesn't have a bumper, so a lot of people go, where am I going to keep my sewer tube? Remember, we already looked at the little sewer hose caddy tube thing, and frankly, a lot of the fittings that go on sewer hoses don't fit in those bumpers anyway, so this is probably overall better solution for that function anyway. It is a 60,000 BTU on-demand water heater as well, and if you look just behind the tires down by ground level, this is what I call a single-headed sewer monster. It's not the poop hydra that has multiple outlets, all, well, breathing bad breath at you. I gotta say, if you were playing RV Nerd Bingo, if you pulled Poop Hydra and that got you the bingo, that's the first time that's ever come out of my mouth. But I think it's funny, and it might happen again. I'm just letting you know. But as I said when the video began, a lot of people build one like this now, which is cool, because that means that you get choices. But there's so many people to build it that it can be really confusing trying to zero in on exactly the one that you like best. So I'm going to leave you some links in the description to check out a bunch of other videos of people who make floor plans like this. Most of them will be a little bit bigger and heavier. Some will be a little bit less expensive, not typically much. This one tends to be on the more aggressive side of things, despite having some really smart equipment wrapped into it here. Speaking of pricing, I'll leave you a link to check MSRP and availability on our website. Grand Design's pricing policies do prohibit a dealer like us from publishing discounted sale pricing. It doesn't prevent us from selling it to you at a discount. We just can't publish our actual price on this. I apologize. But other than that, we don't do hidden dealer fees, and we're pretty easy to work with, I think. Then again, of course I say that. I'm a biased party, so maybe give us a call, form your own opinions. I don't know. Again, I can't tell you what to do. But short of that, I would wish you to take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.